Hello everyone and welcome back to the Minecraft 1.20 Let's Play. In the last video we did a couple of things, and one of those things was setting up all of our lovely villagers up here, and they're all doing well, actually, except for that dirt block, which ignore that. He was the last person that I put in here, and I forgot that spruce block for him, so it's kind of just there, but other than that everyone is good. Today I want to actually move some more villagers, like a madman. However, this is the first time that I'm recording on a new computer, and the audio things got messed up, and so I lost a lot of recordings, so yay, but I will just jump back in time for a little bit here. And so we started off with moving that villager, just one for now, but we moved a farmer villager all the way into our pumpkin and melon farm, where he has a nice little stall now and is trading both of the pumpkins and melons for a good price. So now that that's all set up, we can start on our bridge, and it's going to be kind of the main bridge for our area, but I'm keeping it pretty simple because this town in this like little river side that opens like to the swamp is going to be pretty like run down-ish. Like there's going to be a lot of older swampy-ish looking buildings, so I'm keeping it kind of like ruined and overgrown type of thing, and so for that I'm going to use some cobblestone as well as some mossy cobblestone for that planty feel. And like I said, it's pretty basic, so the only thing that it really does is just go up and over in one simple curve, and just some basic decorations like some stone bricks and some lampposts on the side hanging off there. But most of the decoration is actually underneath because I wanted it to seem like there is stuff growing under here in the shade, and like all of the water is kind of like collecting and splashes on the ceiling and drips in these nice little dripstone points here, and also maybe some plants or whatever growing in here, so there's all kinds of root. You can see it all finished now, and like I said, pretty basic, but the arch is quite steep for a kind of simple build like this. But I wanted to kind of make it so that it seems like there's maybe big like cargo boats or something going in here, and so they can safely pass underneath this with plenty of clearance. And the general feel I really tried to keep kind of old and overgrown, so we have like the deep slate moving into our cobblestone as if it's kind of like getting aged quicker by all of the water down here, and then the high arch over there is totally fine, looking a little bit newer along here. But that is pretty much it for the bridge. But the bridge is really just something that we are trying to have bring us over to this other side to kind of connect those two small villager houses over there to the rest of our kind of land, I guess. And so the build I want to put here is going to be kind of like a pub or an inn. It's going to be just a place to store my villagers because I want to kind of have more space for them and work on clearing that first little house there to work on making it more of just exclusively a villager breeder so that I don't have miscellaneous people running around anymore. So yeah, the pub slash inn slash whatever is going to be going here, so we can start to work on that. And this build I'm keeping with that swampy theme. We're starting with some scaffolding made out of cherry wood because it's like I think one of the darker tones of wood, and moving that up into some spruce with a spruce platform at the top with the planks and logs. That's just going to be kind of like a nice plaza almost for the people here. And the building itself is diagonal, and it is starting off with some birch and moving up into some oak wood with the oak beams and a few windows on the sides, which were kind of awkward to build a little bit, as well as one single doorway to kind of keep the villagers hopefully contained, technically using two doors, but it's on the corner there. And on top of all of that is our copper roof. We're keeping it pretty flat this time because I might add some more buildings on top of here, so I didn't want it to take up too much height and kind of block the whole side of the mountain. So the only thing we do on top of here is just add a few little light poles with some torches on top to give it a little bit of variation. Okay, and now that that pub is done, the hillside is looking a little bit more filled in. However, the inside still needs kind of some work, but we've also kind of broken into our little villager hotel room, which I did not anticipate, but I think we're just gonna kind of work that in. I think it's gonna end up being kind of just a little room you can walk into, but I also want to have like a little dining area and like a, I don't know, like a bar or something, so that it is kind of like a pub. But I think that before we go ahead and move all of this wall to cover up the mountain of it all, I'm going to actually like do the interior first and then do that, just because I don't really know how much space this is going to take up, and we do have a whole mountain to use pretty much, so I might as well just kind of use what I have to and see how that works. Oops, that did not go well. And for the interior, we're going to need a lot of spruce and bamboo blocks. So we'll just take a few stacks of that and everything else that we pretty much have. And I think I'm going to take my bamboo as well. Again, just all of it. And there's also a few places where I like to use some oak kind of accents, so we're going to take a little bit of that. We're also going to need some glass. However, I don't really have a whole lot, so we're going to have to trade for that. But I also want to use some candles in here, just for like some sort of bottles, but we really need string, and I don't have a good source of that. However, luckily I do have plenty of honeycomb. So we're gonna head down into the mines, but honestly I'm really kind of running out of random cobwebs that I find for string, so I think at some point soon we're gonna have to make a cave spider string farm out of one of these, but I'm not looking forward to it. Okay, so I found a lot more string than I thought I was going to, so that's good. Almost a stack actually, so that definitely will be enough for what we need to do, and actually hopefully keep us from going back down there in the future. I'm probably going to take about half of that and turn it into candles for right now. And then we also need a lot of tuff and I guess maybe some calcite, but I mainly wanted to use dorite. But I think that'll help us kind of detail it a little bit and texturize some of the parts that maybe will look a little bit boring. And actually I also think I want to use a little bit of andesite. And unfortunately I just had to use some minecarts as seats, so we're gonna use all of our iron that we have and just make, I guess, only 3 minecarts. But the next thing that we need is to buy probably a good amount of glass from our librarian villager. And then I want to turn that glass into some red, yellow, probably cyan, and then some light blue, which I just need to run to my enchanting setup for. Although actually, never mind, I forgot that we're kind of in the swamp. And this right here will do. Let's turn that into the dye real quick. This glass is going to be used for like the backdrop, and I want it to be lit up behind there, so we're also going to need to run to the nether and unfortunately collect some more glowstone. However, I also would like to grab some of our dyes here and dye our candles while we're at it. Okay, so that should be mostly everything that we need. So we can start on building the little bar inside of here. And the first thing that we need is some spruce stairs. And just coming out here 2 from the wall, that'll put it starting right there. But that might be a little bit cramped, so I'm going to start it 1 more over. And then it looks like we're going to have to take this wall back. And eventually these people will be kind of mostly in here, so I won't have to move them that far, so it should be easy. Right, sir? I don't think so. I don't think he agrees with me, but... Alright, so that's just the basic bar done. It's very, very, very basic, but I also just remembered that I forgot the glowstone, which is actually going to be really quite needed because it is getting pretty dark in there. What is going on here? This is not the dimension for you guys. Hello? I don't even think the trader is with them. It's just 2 llamas. In hell. I don't know what this is. I guess they live here now. Hello guys, I am back. Did you miss me? I still don't know why you're here. Hello, excuse me. Alright, bye. Well, that was an interesting excursion, but before I add the backdrop in here, I want to add the first part of the floor. So just using some different andesite blocks, we can create kind of like a not very steep stairway, but it'll gently come up to here into some more tuff, because the rest of the floor is also going to be tough with some dorite like outlines to keep it kind of bright. But on top of that, we can add some oak logs as kind of like a countertop for the back here. So then behind this will be where the glowstone and the glass is, just for 2 blocks tall, but we also want to go 2 back for the glowstone and the glass. And just fill this in along here. And I think that having it a little bit dimmer in some of the corners is going to work out, because I don't think it's mob spawnable, so it'll just kind of add to the environment, having like all the light right here at the bar. Okay, so I think something like that is going to be good. And so now I'm going to add the bar stools in, and they're all going to be sitting on top of a block of andesite, so I'm going to add that in before we put in anything else. But then we can make some bamboo fences and some bamboo pressure plates. And just adding these in here for a very basic little stool design. Oops, not like that. Create something like this. Then I want to do some signs along the oak blocks in the back. Perfect. And the next thing that we're going to need is about 5 trapdoors, so I definitely could not math this out, but it's fine. And just doing a few of these. Oops, I cannot hop on that. Along here. Alright, so then here is where we're going to be adding on our candles. And having that as kind of the backdrop here is looking pretty good, and I know it doesn't look super full right now, and I can't really find a way to fix that, so it's going to just kind of stay that way. But now we need to make a whole bunch of barrels here, because they're going to be going all along that top row as almost like a border going into the wall. Perfect, and then we need to figure out some actual seating for this area, but before I do that, I want to actually fill in the rest of the floor here, and that'll all be just using our nice tuff blocks. And now that that's all finished, except for the kind of trim, but I don't know if this can be the exact size of the room because we might be expanding it, so right now it's really good. And I'm gonna just dump all of my stuff on top of the bar here. And so the seats that I've designed probably aren't the most space efficient, but I'm kind of mapping them out because one of them takes 6 and then the other one just takes 2. And now that I've mapped it out, it doesn't really look like I'm going to have as much space as I thought, but I'm just going to kind of go for it anyways because I don't have enough minecarts for what I wanted to do. And so this table is kind of looking suspiciously like our stools, but ignore that part. Just a minecart and a trapdoor is all that is really needed for that design. There's only one, so this is going to be the only thing that we can fit in here for right now, but then we have a little bit sturdier of a table. It's made out of our stairs, and then kind of the same thing as over here is what we're going to be doing for seats. So you can lay down some rails and some trapdoors. And for these ones, I'm just going to put one in each side because I don't have enough, and I don't have anything for any over here, actually, so maybe there will just be some very lonely people sitting in these 4 people booths. But I think before we add any more decorations in, I want to kind of get our villagers sorted because I think I'm going to be taking apart some of this wall, so I'm going to kind of need this to be a little bit fixed up. And actually, we do have quite a lot of people here, but I'm kind of thinking that I want to keep this guy behind the bar area over here. However, I haven't really designed a good way to do that, which is unfortunate. So he might actually be a little bit free range, but I think we'll still just toss his little brewing stand over in the middle there to make it kind of seem like a decoration. And actually, I think I might be able to just let you out here, sir. Yes, here you go. Oh, I forgot about the rails here. No, you're good, bro. Alright, so if he has a job block in here, he should want to kind of stay. But yeah, now that he is out of there, I think I'm going to just kind of move this whole wall in one. Actually, I think by the time we come over here, we're going to want it to be moved one more back in. That way it can be pretty flush with what we've already got going on here. Oh, sir, you've already gotten yourself stuck. How did I see this coming? Okay, but that gives us a little bit more room, and then I think we'll just have like a doorway leading in there. Then maybe actually we take the corner piece out of here to kind of give us just any little bit of space that we can have, and then move this one just one more back, and then maybe have like a little doorway over here as well to kind of lead into an extra storage room for these villagers. And unfortunately, when I say that, I don't mean like storage for their stuff. I mean we're actually going to be just kind of storing people in little stalls back here, and it's kind of dark, but only if you think about it. Buddy, I'm kind of worried that you're gonna just be sitting here. Are you gonna be alright? No? Alright, I understand. I'm sure he's gonna be okay. I was kind of hoping that you were gonna be like wandering around and like doing stuff and maybe getting back to your job block once in a while so I could trade with you, but that's fine. What I might actually do is run back and, actually unless I have some, which I very well could, but it looks like I don't, so I'm gonna run back and get some more birch because I think we're gonna kind of do the rest of our walls and put in the doorways there for it to be a little bit, well, more finished off. Alright, now that they're all sleeping, that's kind of creepy. You can see part of his eye, that's fine. I want to add a little bit of a doorway in here, since I don't think they'll get out. Rude, my guy stole my bed. What the heck? Whatever, I'll allow it for now, just because I don't want him to be up and messing me up here. So the children might be able to walk around in here until I set this fully up, but I mean it should be fine. I just really need to kind of move this like over into here and really block them off better. Actually, I guess I could do that right now with some trapdoors. Beautiful, okay, so now you guys are a little bit more contained. And I think I want the next doorway to be in here, so just do this and then a few trapdoors, which is kind of weird, but I'm gonna go with it. Well, actually now I don't know, maybe I want it to be instead a doorway completely shutting them off from here and not even giving them access to the block before it. Yeah, that feels like a good idea. And actually, hopefully that farmer just got pushed around too much and that's why we can see part of his skull poking out of the wall, but I mean hopefully that won't be a normal occurrence. And I need to go and grab some deep slate from my mining area real quick, because I kind of forgot that is part of the wall design, which is surprising, I know. Okay, but now we can finish off all of this area, because even though we do have quite a lot of decoration in here, it really does still look like the inside of the mountain, unfortunately. Alright, so the walls are done and they're looking pretty good, and I don't really really know what to do with the top of that. I might kind of keep it all stone and dirt, you know, just it's rustic, it's fine. Just gonna remove some of this diorite because it's kind of strange to look at. And so now the next step is to kind of get this back room settled because everyone in here is kind of overpopulating the place and I need to kind of fix that. So if we just take out a decently... Nope, never mind. Hi. Sorry, Mr. Villager. Actually, that might work out okay because we can just kind of switch him around and then that'll mean he won't be in the way of the room in here and they won't even know he's there, so we can just take out a decent room in here and just kind of plop a whole bunch of people in it. Just, you know, like you do. There's gotta be your friend. Oh yes, over here. Alright. Okay, so this is a good start, and we might actually make it 2 floors, but I'm not sure yet. So the only one that I might move, sir, is you, because you're kind of a little bit blocking the doorway, is all. So I'm just gonna take all of your lecterns here. Okay, so now you guys can both have your little lecterns back. However, you, I think I'm gonna just have move over here. Okay, so you guys should all be good now. I actually need to redo your floor because it's not looking the best, and I'm just gonna continue the tuff into here because it's kind of worked okay for us so far. And sorry, it's gonna be dark for a little bit here. There you go, lightness restored. You don't have to be afraid anymore, it's okay. And I think I'm just gonna have all of the rest of the walls be andesite because that's also just kind of what we've been doing, so I might as well kind of keep it in theme. Okay, so this is definitely ready for a lot more villagers, so I need to figure out how I'm gonna actually do this room and make it a full villager breeder, but I think I'm actually gonna need a little bit more glass. And actually, I guess you guys probably could just be let into this room. Actually, maybe not that room, hold on. However, if you guys wanted to walk through here... Very good, look at you. No. Dang it. Okay, so you two can just mess around in here. Now I'm gonna take these guys composters, I think. And actually what I might want to do is block this whole section off entirely. Okay, so after a little bit of messing around with this, I think this is a pretty well functional villager breeder, other than I do have to like kind of dig a little bit more of a pit here, and it might actually be a good idea to actually bring some buckets of water with me. But yeah, then they can be hopefully just funneled all the way. I'm thinking just a little glass like tunnel here where they can kind of see outside, but not exactly quite. And then hopefully I will actually be able to see if there are any villagers in here, because I think this will still work. At least I hope so. I'm sure it's fine. This does unfortunately make the walkway a little bit difficult to use, but I'm hoping that it will at least be functional. Although actually I bet I could move it one over and that might help me out a little bit. Here guys, I'm messing with you one more time, just a little bit. I'm just going to turn your whole area here into some nice farmland, and then maybe take it away a little bit as well. Alright, so even with that moved one over, I think that it's still going to be perfectly functional. And even though getting in and out for me is a little bit awkward, I think it will collect any children that these people make. And then eventually I will trap them in here with these guys as well. But you guys got anything interesting? Not even a little bit. What's with the riptide? The heck? I don't know what I want to make these guys yet. I might honestly make them a farmer, one of them at least, and bring them up to my farm over there, but not right now, because I don't feel like doing anything else with villagers, but everything does seem to be set up well, and I need to actually get my bed and stuff off of here. Okay, and that guy doesn't have a bed anymore, so he's probably a little bit salty, but I think that completes everything in here. I think I kind of want to design a chandelier or something for this, but I really don't know what to do with that ceiling, as it's kind of awkwarder than I thought it was going to be. However, right now, I think maybe right here, we can just add a little like makeshift chandelier. This thing is not going to be very useful because it's not going to throw any light whatsoever. Oh yeah, look at that. Alright, would it look bad if I hung a lantern from the bottom, do you think? I don't know, I'm gonna try it. I don't know, I mean, it definitely lights up the area, which we kind of needed a little bit, but I don't know, I kind of like it without it. Oh, this guy's trying to get back over here. You cannot go, sir, I'm sorry. I will, however, though, just add one in the corner here because this room also needs more light, so that kind of divides it a little bit better. And that being said, though, I think that that does complete this little, inn, I guess it's kind of what it is now, because it has all kinds of housing for these guys, a lot more than I thought because I kind of connected this. But either way, it is all finished, and if we go outside here, and I also eventually, when it has been running for a while, be able to see any villagers that get trapped in that little glass thing there from the outside. Unfortunately though, that is all of the time that I have for today's video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.